Welcome back to Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, this series. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the things Marcus says about judging others and fault finding. If you haven't seen the first video of this series, please watch it first. Link is in the description. In that video, I cover who Marcus Aurelius was and the basics of Stoicism. That video will give you a good foundation for the rest of the videos in this series. Alright, let's jump right in. So let me kick it off with a great quote from Marcus on judging others. Consider how much more pain is brought on us by the anger and vexation caused by such acts than by the acts themselves, at which we are angry and vexed. It is not man's acts which disturb us, for those acts have their foundation in man's ruling principles. But it is our own opinions which disturb us. Many things are done with a certain reference to circumstances, and in short, a man must learn a great deal to enable him to pass a correct judgment on another man's acts. Judging in itself causes separation and pain, so avoid it and see the bigger picture. It's not the act that is causing you suffering and pain, it is your opinion and judgment of it. A person's behavior is based on their beliefs. Usually, people do what they think is right. So again, it's your judgment and opinion that is causing the anger in you, not the act itself. Additionally, you can't accurately judge someone unless you are them. Or, as it's more often said, you can never judge them until you've walked a mile in their shoes. All other judgments are biased and therefore inaccurate. We are all different, so instead of judging, try and understand more. Everyone is living their own story, living their own struggles, fighting their own battles, so you should never pass judgment on them. Next, resolve to dismiss thy judgment about an act as if it were something grievous, and thy anger is gone. Consider that thou also doest many things wrong, and that thou art a man like others. Basically, don't see someone else's actions as bad or villainous. You have also done many things you believe to be wrong, so don't be so fast to pass judgment. Don't judge someone just because they sin differently than you. If you think someone has done something wrong, think about why you believe it is wrong. Reflect on your opinion about it. Ask yourself why you see it in that light. Is it really wrong, or is that your opinion of it? Maybe to him it is right. Once you see this, you won't be angry with him. You have probably also pissed some people off without even knowing it, not by your fault, but by their opinion of what you did. Next, Marcus says, when thou art offended at any man's fault, forthwith turn to thyself and reflect in what like manner thou dost err thyself. When you see something you don't like in someone else, and when you judge them, look at yourself first. Usually, we resist the faults of others because we see that in ourselves. The judgment is in your mind, not theirs. So ask yourself, who is at fault? It's the person with the judgment. So instead of judging, self-reflect. As Wayne Dyer put it so eloquently, when you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself. Judging also ties into some of Marcus's quotes on fault finding, so I'll hit on that quickly. Marcus said, not to meddle with other people's affairs, and not to be ready to listen to slander, not to busy myself about trifling things. Look carefully after the interest of friends, and to tolerate ignorant persons, and those who form opinions without consideration. How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only to what he does himself, that it may be just and pure, or as Agathon says, look not round at the depraved morals of others, but run straight along the line without deviating from it. One of the best things I've ever learned in my life is to simply avoid gossip. Gossip and judging and fault finding are all the same thing. It can be addicting to gossip with others. It can be a good bonding experience between the gossipers. But trust me, you want to avoid it at all costs, despite what fun you think you're having. You're not creating anything good in this world by tearing other people down. Don't concern yourself with others' faults in business. Instead, focus on your purpose and life's work. Life is so much easier when you don't concern yourself with trivialities and other people's drama. And this includes wasting your time judging and criticizing others. Save the drama for your llama. As Mother Teresa said, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. So focus more on loving thy neighbor, family, co-workers, and strangers, not tearing them down. We need to build each other up. Treat everyone like a brother or a long-lost cousin. Fun fact, we are all at least 50th cousins of each other, so technically we are all family. Alright, so let's hit on some practical tips to help you from judging others. First, don't be too hard on yourself if you find yourself judging another. We all do it at some point. The important thing is to catch yourself doing it. You want to bring awareness to it. The more you can bring awareness to it, the easier it becomes to identify, and soon you'll be able to stop yourself from doing it in the future. Next, instead of focusing on what you perceive to be the negative aspects, focus on some of the good things you can see in them. And remember, we are all human. We are all alike. We're all just trying to get by in this crazy thing called life. Give other people a break and give them the benefit of the doubt. Try to be more open-minded and accepting of others' behavior. And lastly, don't be a hypocrite. That thing you're about to judge is probably something you've done in your past. Maybe they're on the same road as you are, but they're just a little bit behind. Cut them some slack. And one more thing before I wrap this video up. Remember, this is true on the flip side as well. This whole video has been about judging and fault finding in others, but what about when it's directed towards us? Basically, don't concern yourself with the judgment, criticism, and opinions of others. Easier said than done, right? Well, I hit on that topic in another video, link is in the description, but for now, just remember that it's simply not worth your time. If you're doing what you believe to be right and just, then ignore the haters. Don't take attacks personally because, as you know, someone's actions towards you are more of a reflection of themselves than you. Okay, that's it on Marcus on judging and fault finding. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll go out there and be more understanding to your fellow human beings. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It's just a little click and it really helps my channel grow. Thanks, guys.